You sold out $100,000 of matcha in 3 minutes.
Still no marketing spend.
The most amount you made in a month for AdSense.
I said it was 25K in 1 month. I think I beat it by.
How do you attract brands?
They sent me to a Dior fashion show.
Did you like him at the very beginning?
Oh my god.
You might know your mom Ashely for her cozy vlogs and soft-spoken TikToks, but did you know she made over $100,000 in matcha sales in 3 minutes with zero marketing spend?
God forbid. I actually feel like a lot of YouTubers.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify, but more on that later. If there was a dream influencers brands would love to work with, it has to be your mom Ashely. Your online BFF since 2013, she's cute, warm, aesthetic, has no drama with a super loyal following, and gets hundreds of thousands to millions of views with the most anti-clickbait titles and thumbnails, such as I made a mistake, it happened again, and big brands noticed. Dior, Sony, Fabletics, Capital One, but there was one small problem. Will this all go away the moment she stops posting? Welcome to the Marketing Bestie podcast, where we dive into branding with the smartest founders, CMOs, and culture shapers to help you and your business unlock your unlimited potential. In this episode, we learn about Ashely how to build a personal brand that brands love to work with.
I'm actually shaking right now.
And more importantly, how in the world did she sell $100,000 of matcha in under 3 minutes?
Cheers.
With zero marketing spend?
The most delicious thing I've ever tasted. The most delicious thing I've ever put my lips on in my freaking life.
Ashely,
yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
First of all, congratulations on all the major success in Nami.
Oh my god, thank you so much. I love your little setup that you put here. It's so cute.
I love the Nami matcha you sent me.
You.
It's so good.
Oh,
the quality and everything, super delicious.
Thank you.
Can you even go to a cafe and order matcha nowadays?
I mean, I really do make it at home like a majority of the time. There are a few places in New York where I'm like, okay, if I'm out and about, like for the cafe experience, let me get a matcha here. But I do really like making it at home. It's also the cheapest in New York. I feel like prices are a little crazy.
Plus,
but yeah.
all the tips, inflation,
yes,
and everything.
Gotta add that tip. They hit you with the
yeah,
25, 30, 35.
Yeah. One day it's gonna be 50%.
50%. Why not? Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I want to just read some very, very impressive stats here.
Thank you.
So, Nami Matcha, which was launched less than a year ago, right,
yes.
officially, it's currently available in 139 countries.
Yes, it is.
And you guys sold $100,000 of matcha in just the first 3 minutes.
Yes.
With zero advertising, like zero marketing spend.
Yes, exactly. Just my life hours. But yeah, no marketing spend. Still no marketing spend.
Really?
Yeah.
Just all organic?
All organic, yeah. We're trying to maybe do marketing spend. My Instagram ads are not working. If someone works at Instagram, hit me up. We're having a lot of issues.
Wait, I'll help you with that.
Oh my God,
the
thanks.
meta ads?
Yes, bro. It's the bane of my existence.
That was part of my job.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, period.
Yeah.
Okay. I might need your help, girl.
I'm excited for you.
Oh my God, thanks.
So zero ad spend, and you sold out starter kits that were like $104.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Thank you.
That is so impressive. I think it just speaks volume, the power of a strong personal brand that you built over how many years? It's been
less than a year since I launched. I launched back in July of 2024. However, I would say it took around 2 years before that, maybe 2.5 years before that for me to like fully build the brand behind the scenes.
That's amazing. But I also think it speaks so much volume of the strong foundation you built for your personal brand.
Yeah.
Because without that, there wouldn't be no Nami. So I want to touch on a lot about like building a brand, working with brands as an influencer,
yes,
and different platform strategies. But I think all of that really stems from the power of a strong personal brand that you built for yourself as your mom, Ashely.
Thank you.
So let's take it back a little bit and chat about personal branding first.
Alrighty.
Obviously, everyone here knows and loves your vlog content.
Thank you.
Literally, you're one of my favorite comfort creators, and
thank you.
You just always give such a warm and kind and sweet vibe, and I think you're one of the founding fathers founding mothers.
Founding father, period. Yeah.
Of comfort creators.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
So, like, your mom, Ashley, started, correct me if I'm wrong, but it started as a meme in 2013.
Yeah. So I guess I actually have no idea what my YouTube channel was called in 2013, but I started it in I changed it once I was like in college. I literally don't know what it was called. I'm like, was it just my name? But yeah, I started when I was in middle school. I posted like 10 videos. I was like super into the beauty guru era, like Bethany Moda, Laura DIY. Like, and it's so funny because now I'm like mutuals with them on Instagram, and I'm like, if my 13-year-old self knew that, she would like, I mean, I would probably like cry or something. Like, I don't even know.
I think so.
Yeah, like it's so crazy. But so I really looked up to like all of the beauty gurus of that era back in the day. So it's like super 2013 era. And then posted like 10 videos. I feel like high school kind of happened. And I think also my mom was kind of like, there's random men watching your videos. And this was also like back in the day when I feel like doing YouTube was like way more random, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I was like, okay. And then I just didn't do it for like 4 years during high school because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna focus on school, whatever. And then went to college. I was really on like a pre-med route. So I was like, maybe I'm gonna go to medical school, whatever. So I did like mostly like bio, psychology, that type of stuff throughout college.
That.
Yeah.
Women
Love
in STEM.
it. Yeah, women in STEM. I went to like a really STEM-based school.
Oh.
So I went to RPI. It's in upstate New York, and it's like 80% male. Like, it's so STEM-based. Like, everyone there is an engineer. I was like, oh, I'm kind of feeling left out right now because I'm not in the engineering school. But I went there like to be on the pre-med route, and I kind of, at least in my freshman year of college, realized this might not be for me. I feel like I kind of wanted to like maybe try something creative. And then I did that alongside getting my college degree because I kind of wanted to make sure I had something to fall back on. My parents also, I didn't want to let them down. I'm like, okay, I got to get that college degree for them no matter what. But then by the time I was like, I think end of my junior year, maybe senior year, I was like, I'm going to switch to business, which is a really late switch. And somehow it still worked. And I graduated on time.
Look at you.
Random.
I love that.
I know. I think because like it was just so like STEMmy there that like my physics classes and my calc classes like transferred into business credits. I don't know how that happened, but I'm like, I feel like I only took like a year and a half of business school and then just graduated with a business degree.
Natural.
I'm just a natural. But that's kind of like what happened there. And by that time I had been doing YouTube for like a few years, and I was like, I'm going to do it full time after college. That's my whole spiel of my
Love
YouTube
it.
origin story.
Love it.
But yeah, when I restarted back in like 2018, I was like, I'm going to use the name Your Mom Ashely, which comes from my Spotify channel. Like, so random. There's really like no reason behind it either. I'm just like, yeah.
I think it really stands out though.
Thank you. That's
really
kind of what I was
stands
going
out.
for. I was like, it's different. It's a little embarrassing now for me to say, and hard for people to spell. But yeah, I think it's different. So it kind of catches people. It's more memorable.
It sounds like an essence of a pocket of the internet, which is
Yeah.
like very enduring.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
And now I feel like it's becoming synonymous with just this whole emotional brand archetype of, warm, protective, chill, chronically online,
Thank
but
you.
still like
A little
very
brain rot.
sweet and relatable.
Thank you.
Did you ever envision yourself becoming a massive YouTuber and having this like really, really core fan base that loves you for being you?
Oh my gosh. I feel like when I first started YouTube, I was a little bit delusional, and I was like,
Oh my gosh, same.
yeah, I feel like
How
every
delusional
YouTuber,
were you?
I was so delusional. I was like, I'm gonna have 1 million subscribers. Like, it will be so easy.
Me
Were you
too.
the same way?
Okay, the first year I started YouTube, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get to like 500K. I did not hit that, but I did get to 100K.
That's literally what happened to me too. I think I thought, not the list popping out. I think I said, I think I said I was gonna get like 300,000 within the first year, and then I was like, by year 2, 1 million, and then I think I hit like 100 or 70K or something within the first year, which
That's so good.
still like we made it enough that like, I mean, now we are up into millions, whatever. So I think it's like, it's good to be delusional. You need a little bit of delusion to push yourself forward. And I think also another thing probably with the both of us is like, we're okay with a little bit of failure per se. I really don't like the word failure,
I had
but
a
like
lot of failure or learning.
yeah, it's
learnings.
learning experience. But like some people would be like, I didn't hit 500K, I'm a failure. But we're like, we still kind of made it. Like, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's the vibe.
Yeah, exactly. It's like playing the infinite game.
Yeah.
Like you don't just win once. You just win by continue
Just gotta
improving.
keep going.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
I love that. So vlogs are basically the hardest format to start on YouTube. Trust me, I've
that's
tried
true.
and it's very, very difficult to have an interesting life that people want to continue watching.
Yes.
I don't think my life is that interesting. I just like
I think
wake
it
up,
is.
work out, work,
Yeah.
and that's it. But you've grown your audience from vlogs.
Yeah.
Did you have a strategy or like how did you come about that?
I definitely did have a little bit of a strategy when I first started. So I realized like I want to be a vlogger. However, no one is going to know you if you just start vlogging.
I agree.
So, because no one's going to be like, this random person is doing a random thing, I'm going to click on it. And even though it's kind of sad, you like have to come to that realization of like, no one knows me. They're not going to click on that just for no reason. So when I first started, I really did a mixture of like hauls. I did actually a lot of fashion content back in the day, which I really don't do anymore.
I think so. Did you do
Yeah.
Vans?
I did
and
that
like
Vans haul, yeah.
bikini
Bikini
hauls,
try-on
right?
haul, yeah, like
Yes.
random stuff. I think my Vans haul was my first one that hit 1 million views. So that
That's
was like a big
amazing.
milestone for me, yeah. So I kind of started with that, and I think hauls were way more popular back then than they are now. I don't see
They
anyone
were.
really do hauls anymore.
No, because all these TikToks are like, I don't know, 10 outfits in like 5
I
seconds.
know, it's like, so I'm like, no one's gonna hear me talk about this piece of clothing anymore. But I loved watching hauls, but I would always feel like they're like a little boring. So I would do them with my siblings and try to make it like more fun and like more comedy based even, I guess. So we would do a bunch of like hauls or like going to the thrift store or thrift hauls, things like that. And that's kind of where I built a lot of like my initial audience from, and then slowly started, I guess, turning into a vlogger from there.
Yeah, because you have a lot of, I would say, like anti-clickbaity videos that still do really, really well.
Thank you.
It's just a true testament to like how much your fans are invested in you as a person, which really translates to the power of building a strong personal brand that helps push out your brand, Nami Matcha.
Thank you. I'm a little bit of a matcha connoisseur, you might say, and I have my own matcha business, Nami Matcha.
Who are your main audiences? Like, do you
Yeah.
know what the audience profile looks like?
For sure. I mean, I feel like if there's another girl out there that kind of looks like me, I'm like, we're probably like watching all the same YouTube
actually,
stuff.
that's me.
Bro, literally.
I am your
I'm like,
audience.
I think it's Asian American girls is like the main audience that I have. I mean, I can tell from like the numbers, it's like 18 to maybe like 28, I want to say, is like probably my main age demographic. And then America. America is my main country as well. But I think I can tell from like when people come up to me, it's definitely majority Asian American girlies.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's so sweet because like whenever you meet these fans, you will actually be friends with them in person.
Yeah, no, literally. I'm like, we're vibing right now. So it's really cute.
I love that.
Yeah, but definitely mostly girls too. I think actually ever since I met my boyfriend Kelly, Mr. Kelly Wakasa, who's also a YouTuber,
Yes.
my demographic did shift a little bit more male, which was scary. Just kidding.
You see how we keyboard together? Very demure, very mindful.
I think it used to be like really highly female, like 80-20, and I think now it's like 60-40. So
Okay.
it's interesting. We kind of, and then his also got more female.
Female.
So we kind of like mixed our audience a little bit, which has been pretty cool. So
I think
been
I
good.
definitely tuned into more of Kelly's content after you guys started making
Yeah.
couples content. So
Let's
contributing to his female audience.
yes.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about relationships and like how that panned out with content strategies or like your personal relationship and
Yeah.
everything else. But I'm just really excited to hear like what was your pinch me moment so far as a content creator or
my
influencer?
gosh. I mean, I feel like I've had so many pinch me moments. I mean, the first like major one is like getting your 1 million plaque. You're like, I freaking made it.
I
like
know.
literally it's so crazy.
Whoa, gorgeous.
I remember all in the same month, I graduated college and I got my 1 million plaque literally within like 1 week.
That's so good.
Yeah, and then in that 1 week, I was like, I literally did everything I have to do in my life. And then I actually think my YouTube like plateaued after that because I was like, what do I even do now? Like, what's
I
the next
was
goal?
so sad when I hit 1 million. I don't
Really?
know if you. It was like
oh, I did it.
yeah, it's like I did it, and then I'm like, oh, like now what?
Yeah, because I think like, oh my God, 2 million, when you hit 1 million feels so far away that I was like, am I just gonna start from the bottom and try to get another whole million? Like, are you kidding me? So I think I was just like kind of overwhelmed once I hit it actually. And it was hard for me to like continue like doing YouTube for some reason for a little bit. Also, it was my first summer after graduating college. I think that is a time where everyone in the world is like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? So that year I remember being like kind of lost. But I feel like it's been, I mean, I graduated 2021, so it's been a little while since I've graduated. Now I feel like I kind of have my footing, so it's better. But definitely like right after I hit that, I was like, oh, what now?
True. You also lost your routine in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's really interesting how you kept up YouTube consistently while in college.
Oh my gosh.
How were you able to balance?
Bro, I don't know. I literally, I always think back about when I was in college and I was like, my willpower to do stuff must have been like through the roof. Like, oh my God.
that.
And I mean, I think even still, I just love making videos. And so, especially in college, when college is one of your main focuses still, at the same time, YouTube is really a passion project. And so you're like, I get to do this. Like, I would be editing in my classes. Like, I was posting like 2-3 times a week, and I was just like going ham.
2-3 times?
I used to post
long
so
form.
often, yeah. I think back then you could also get away with a lot less editing.
Yeah.
So I posted like 2 to 3 times a week. I think also like trying to ride on that wave of momentum that I had.
Huge.
But yeah, back in college, I was grinding. I'm like, I don't even know where I had time to do anything ever, but somehow I made it work. So maybe at the expense of my social life, but it's okay.
And hopefully you got some sleep.
Yeah, a little bit. I think I did. Like, I don't even remember anymore, I think.
I feel you so closely though, but I think it's even harder to do YouTube while in college. I did it when I was working in corporate for
I think
2
that's
to 3
like
years.
even harder almost. Like,
But
oh my
see,
God.
I didn't have to be in class.
I guess that's true.
And I felt a chip on my shoulder where I was like, oh, I'm in college. I want to excel at all the tests, even though
Yeah.
it really doesn't make a lot of difference.
No, literally.
I was like, what if I don't get a job if I get a B?
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'm like literally, I feel you like so hard. Maybe it's just like in our nature then, but like I remember just in school being like, I need to get such a good grade. And I would actually be like, wait, why do I even need to get a good grade? I don't know. But maybe it's like a self-validation thing. But I'm like, if I don't get a good grade, then I would feel like so sad. So
I feel it really speaks volume to like the quality of your content and
Thank
the care you
you.
put into everything, including Nami.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Each of these took an hour to grind on a stone mill, even the mechanized one. So it takes a minute.
And speaking of like quality, there is a really like increasing expectation of how good YouTube videos need to be nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to be a creator on the platform.
Yeah, I think, I mean, as creators like continue to grow and like learn how to expand, I think people literally expand and they have like huge editing teams and things like that. And then it really, as like a singular creator or someone just starting, you can kind of feel like, oh my God, like I don't even know where to start. I do still love though, I think with social media in general right now is the time where there's like the least barrier to entry to like begin and just like start doing, I mean, I feel like vertical format's really where people like start nowadays versus when I first started back in the day, it was just that long form. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's certain expectations, but at the same time, I think especially when it's like personality based, people can really like instantly blow up.
That's
if,
true.
if they're funny or whatever.
That's true. Do you ever fear the sustainability of being so centered to the Your Mom Ashely brand? Because like there are a lot of creators who could more or less step away from their content and the content could still potentially work.
Right.
But your content is literally revolved around your whole life.
Yeah.
Have you ever had burnouts, and do you ever get scared of, you know, what's your relationship with views and the algorithm nowadays?
I mean, I think same with any creator. Like, of course, people will be like, I really try not to look at my views, like whatever. But at the end of the day, like it really affects like your self, like worth low key.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's so bad. But I try not to like let it obviously, get to me that bad, but I feel like every YouTuber checks their views and is like, like, how are we doing right now?
It's like
Am I in my flop era? Did I get a 10 out of 10 on my YouTube video? Which, if you're a YouTuber, you know 10 out of 10 is actually bad. It is not good.
It's terrible. The gray little down arrow.
Like, damn it. Yeah, so I think, I mean, for sure, I feel like I definitely have had times of burnout, and in those cases, I'll definitely take a break. I've never taken a break longer than probably a few weeks, which is not that much time, actually. I feel like maybe one of these days I should just do a month or two or something. Have you ever taken a long break off of YouTube?
Also, never more than a few weeks.
Right?
There have been times where I was like, damn it, nothing is working. I feel like maybe I should just like do something else. And then I think about it, I'm like, actually, no.
Yeah.
Like, I will continue going
Yeah.
until someone stops me.
Exactly.
When I was like working in corporate and making YouTube videos, I wasn't making a single cent, right? And I was just spending all this time doing silly little YouTube videos. And
Yeah.
at the time, I was just like, it's so cringy, but someone has to like pay me to stop making these videos because it's so much fun. And then when I think about that time, I'm like, maybe I should just sit down and really think about like, why do I create?
Exactly.
And then sift through my thoughts and then find something that I'm that happy to create again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think there can be times of burnout just from having also people's expectation of like, you need to make a video can also wear on you a little bit. So I think sometimes it's good to be like, hey, I'm going to take a break. And then you can really take that time to reflect and be like, I'm here for my community. I'm going to come back with a bang, whatever. But I think definitely we, as creators, we need to be a little easier on ourselves. And I think maybe in the future, creators might take literally like summer breaks off of their content. I think that could be a thing that we end up seeing, but I'm not too sure. I feel like it's really hard. There's always the fear of if you stop posting, then you're immediately irrelevant or like people will just forget about you. But I've seen some of my friends take longer breaks. Surprisingly, the nice thing is when they come back, I feel like their audience is still there. They're still excited to see them.
That's so nice.
Specifically on YouTube, I think people are really there, like for their creators. I can't say, I think I've taken breaks on TikTok. When I come back on my TikTok, it's like a ghost town out there. But on YouTube, I think if I was to take a break and come back, like my viewers would still be there for me. So it kind of depends on the platform as well.
Interesting. Speaking of platforms, what's your favorite to create? And in terms of monetization, which platform brings you the most amount of revenue?
YouTube by far. So that kind of answers both questions. I mean, I think YouTube is my favorite. That's really like my home base. Like that's where I got started. That's where I initially started watching content and got inspired from originally. And then it's also, they have the best monetization as well. I think for me, at least, it's like light years better than my TikTok. But
Really?
yeah.
I think your TikTok engagement is great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You
and
don't
you-
pay me that well though.
That's
But
true.
thanks.
That's true. Honestly, like speaking of Nami, I'm also curious to learn about like which platform converts best for Nami. But one area that I think for future considerations, you talked about potentially running ads in the future.
Yeah.
Because you make these super interesting matcha recipes,
Yes.
just organically getting so much traction that people love to share and save. I think that could be good organic assets to turn into ads to run in the future too. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. We
When
definitely
you-
got to
you
pull my
sponsor-
TikTok content.
You sponsor your own brand.
Yes, literally. I'm like, this is sponsored by me. Yeah.
Yes.
But no, we're definitely going to try to do that. I mean, even any of my matcha videos that I put out, they all kind of help towards the Nami marketing, which is really nice. And that's initially like why I wanted to have Nami in the first place, because I drink matcha so much that my friends were like, why don't you just have your own brand if you're going to like promote matcha like so much? And I was like, you know what? You're so right. So it really just like fits in super seamlessly with my content and like what I already do on the daily. And like on my vertical platform, specifically like TikTok, Instagram, I do post a lot, or even YouTube Shorts, I post a lot of recipe videos and whatnot.
I really like that direction. How did you come up with the strategy, or is it more intuitive and you just love making matcha
I mean, I
recipes?
think it definitely is a mixture of both. When it comes to vertical format, I do not know why. Maybe it's the same with you. I literally struggle so hard to make a vertical video. Like,
No way.
Yeah. No, I literally
You
am
seem like a natural though. I
God,
would have
thank
never
you.
known.
When it's with the recipe, totally fine, because I feel like there's something I'm doing.
Yeah.
If you like put me in front of a phone and you're like, tell a funny story, I would literally have nothing to say. Like, I just can't talk to my phone like that. For some reason, camera, long form, maybe because I feel like I have more talking space, I can do it.
Do you
I
feel the
also-
pressure to like be like, oh, this is only like 60 seconds, 90 seconds. I need to like
Yeah.
speed up or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like I need to like keep it engaging. And then I also feel like I have to have a hook, which on YouTube, I don't really feel like you have to have a hook. And the hook stresses me out so bad. So I like recipe content. I do not like telling stories or whatever on my TikTok. But yeah.
I feel like it's also a really good format that you can replicate and refine. But also, like, the long form videos you do, I don't know if you follow a format or not. It's also harder, in my opinion, to not have a format and continue innovating. So I don't know how you come up with your ideas. It's really
Oh
fascinating.
my gosh, thank you. I mean, low-key, I'm just doing anything out here.
You're just doing
There's
life.
no format. Yeah, I'm just doing life. I think that's the fun part about vlogging is I'm just like, we're just gonna do whatever today. And my audience, I'm lucky enough, they're always like, okay, I guess we're along for the ride on this one. I think a lot of my videos kind of have a similar format where there's intro, things happen. A lot of times I'll do it over like the course of multiple days, and then there's like the day-night breakages of the vlog. But here and there, I'll do like more idea-based videos, and that's where I kind of risk this could either flop or maybe it will do really well. But
I really like the cooking like Nara Smith.
yeah, thank you. That's one of my idea-based videos where I was like, please, I hope this does well. And I edited that one super fast to make sure like I posted it at like the same time that she was like popping off on TikTok.
You still edit your own videos?
I have some editors that help me, but I do spend a lot of time still editing the videos.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it speaks
it's a mix.
volume. Like, it feels very personal, and sometimes it's very hard to hand off your vision.
It's so hard.
Your personal story
I'm
to
still
someone
working
else.
on it.
Yeah, I feel like if you're doing more idea-based content, it's a lot easier if you have a format and then you can teach someone. But when it's your life, it's like everything changes day by day.
At least like when I've worked with editors, I'm always more so like assessing their vibe and sense of humor, because I feel like it's so important when it comes into the editing process. But the way we kind of do our thing is I'll organize a bunch of footage. A lot of times, like sometimes I'll rough cut parts of it or like add a lot of notes. They'll fine-tune things. I'll fine-tune it again, and then we kind of go from there. So it's definitely like a teamwork process for our videos.
I like that. I like the teamwork aspect. Yeah.
It's good, and then I always still have my personal touch on the video. So, but I feel like when you make so many videos, it's really nice to have someone help you like cut things down and understand your style and just help you kind of expedite things so that I'm able to get out the videos that I want for my viewers in a timely manner.
So true.
Yeah.
Where did you find your editors?
I did a Google form on my Instagram story.
Yes. Are they your followers?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
exactly.
same.
I feel like that's the best because then like they know you.
They know you. They understand
Is
your
that
content.
for you as well? You did the same thing? Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Very, very grateful. I think there are
They're the best.
many talented young individuals in our audiences who are just like eager to learn and grow with you, and that's the best type of relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I love that. I'll like look through their resume, and like I love when they have their own YouTube channel and they have like their own edits and stuff. I can be like, oh, perfect. Like, love it.
That is really nice.
So I only have 2 editors, or 3 if we count our podcast editor as well that we work with right now.
That's really good. I'm still trying to build that out. It's very hard to find someone who understands your vision and can like be flexible enough to grow with you. Yeah, but I do love my current editor. She's the best.
I'm glad. YouTubers, I feel like, can struggle if they don't have an editor and they're like looking for one and like training people and the whole thing. So it's so nice to have editors.
I know.
Shout out Jade and Camille, my rocks.
You guys make the magic happen.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about matcha.
Sure.
So the global matcha market was valued at $3.71 billion in 2024.
Period.
And is projected to reach $8.67 billion by 2031.
Wow.
And being a player of the market, what is like your big, hairy, audacious goal for Nami Matcha?
I think my biggest goal for Nami is that despite it starting as an influencer brand, I would love for it to be big enough that people know it without it being attached to my name. Yeah, that's the goal. That it's just like, that's a matcha brand. It's not necessarily like, this is a creator brand. People just know it like for what it is, and that it kind of can live on its own as well.
I think so. I can tell, like, as a consumer, purely from a consumer perspective, when I tried the matcha, I was like, oh, okay. I could see the quality, the details, and the care put into the sourcing. And I do see the future of it becoming like a solid brand on its own, because that's the best part, when you can breathe a little bit and not have that key man risk in terms of like, this brand depends on you and you need to keep on pushing out content in order to like bring it to the market.
Yeah, I think it's important for the brand to be able to do well without my face being in all of our content. For example, like I want our Instagram pictures and stuff to do just as well, like if I'm not in it necessarily. So I think it's me being part of it is such a key aspect of it still, and I love that I am a part of it. But I also think it's so cool that one day people will come across Nami and just be like, oh, this is a cool matcha brand, and like they might not know who I am. Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind the name?
Okay, so the name comes from, oh my God, I'm gonna knock over the table. The name comes from extra dynamic, which is kind of a phrase that I've had on my channel for a little while. And basically it comes from my siblings they were just here. So Amber and Andrew, when we would film together, I would always have them be like behind the camera. I was literally so awkward when I first started YouTube that I was like, I need my siblings in it. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice though.
I know.
I was awkward
I'm so
alone.
sorry, girl.
I was awkward
Are you
and
your
alone.
only child, right? Or no?
Do I give only child vibes?
I don't know. I feel like I thought you told me you were only child. You have siblings though?
I grew up being an only child till I was 10, like
okay,
9 and a half. So I experienced both, but I do have a younger sister and she's
Whoa,
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like I remember you saying something, either you're only child, you did not give only child vibes though, don't worry.
no, it's
Love the only children though, period.
I would take it as a compliment.
Yeah. But I think you might have told me, you're like, oh, my sister and I have like a pretty big like age gap or whatever.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what was I saying? Oh, the name. But basically, yeah, I was so awkward in my YouTube videos that I would literally, even if my siblings weren't in the video, I'd be like, can someone please hold the camera just so I can look at a person that's real when I'm talking?
Wait, don't you get more nervous if someone is there?
I would if it was someone that wasn't my siblings, but if it's my siblings, I feel like I'm so close with my siblings, I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I think it's so precious. Did your siblings start doing content because of you? And
Yeah.
like it really changed the future of the entire family.
No, literally.
One side note I want to mention here is that this channel is all about empowering young women to like tap into their financial freedom and like their unlimited potential essentially. And something that you did really, really inspires me is that you freaking paid off your own tuition. And did you also help with your siblings' tuition and like with your family too?
Here and there, yeah. I feel like for my sister,
amazing.
oh,
That's so amazing.
Yeah,
like
thank
I'm not a
you.
mom, but if I were like an Asian mom, I would be so proud.
Oh my God.
I would be like,
no, my mom
I
is
want
so
that
proud.
to be my child.
No, literally, my mom is like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God. My parents are super proud. They're so nice. But I think for maybe a little bit I helped my sister, but then she started doing YouTube and then she paid off her own tuition on her own. So my parents were like, oh, nothing to worry about now, I guess.
I love
So
that.
yeah, we all got to pay off our student loans, which was really amazing.
That's amazing. That's why
Yeah.
whenever I like meet people who are like, I want to do something creative, I'm like, just post that. Post that. No matter how
Yeah.
cringy it is, you have no idea how much your life can change through this one small action. And this like one channel changed the whole trajectory of your whole family.
No,
And
literally.
and now you're making a matcha brand that's gonna leave a legacy.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll hand it off to my children, generational. It's going on for generations. But oh my God, back to the name because I'm
Nami.
literally so off topic.
I'm very 80s.
I'm literally like, and then, so the phrase extra dynamic, I'd be like, oh, Amber's behind the camera for extra dynamic. And like, she'll turn it and then be like, what's up? And so I would always have that phrase extra dynamic. And it's kind of, it just means like the fun and like the extra whatever that it is that's on my channel, like the extra little bit of pizzazz. And so I had like, that's like my merch line was called Extra Dynamic. And then when it came to making Nami, choosing the name for a business is so hard.
Right.
'Cause I'm literally like losing my mind over what's a good name for this. Like it's so important.
Bad name really ruins.
It does.
Ruins the brand.
Yeah, so I was like, this is really important. I need to like hone in on this. And then I wanted to keep it still personal to me to a certain extent. So I was looking at the word extra dynamic. And if you take the word dynamic in, it literally is just Nami.
Oh.
So that's where I got it from. Yeah.
Very
and I was like, this
smart.
is cute, like short name.
Short name.
It means wave in Japanese, kind of like tsunami, big wave, but it's just Nami, meaning wave. And then I was like, I like this. Wave of flavor vibe. Maybe we can do something here. And that's kind of where I got the name from.
Yeah, it's a new wave of matcha.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Ashely Alexander.
Exactly.
I love that. It's so powerful. And
Thank
how
you.
hard was it? Like, you were basically studying business administration.
Yes.
And you don't really have any experience in food or supplies or anything like that.
Yeah.
How did you learn that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been a learning process from the start. I had a little bit of knowledge of supply chain organization. I did a lot of that. I did a lot of data analytics. Oh my God. I'm like, what was that all for? But maybe it's coming to work a little.
No, I always think like no effort goes to waste, and the
Right.
dots always connect in
It will
retrospect.
connect somewhere. So exactly. But when it comes to food specifically, yeah, definitely a lot of learning, because then you're like, we got to run this by the FDA. You have to make sure of all of this stuff. Yeah.
Was it hard to get the approval and everything?
Luckily, no. I think it's just more so of knowing like what you need to get and like having the right paperwork. But as long as your product is good and you're not like violating anything, then like it's easy enough to get it approved. Yeah.
Nice. And it took 2.5 years to
Yeah.
bring the brand from vision to physical product
Yeah.
in our hands.
Exactly. So I think I first kind of started thinking about it end of 2021, maybe early 2022. That's when I was like, maybe I could do this. Literally, that's all I had was like, maybe I could have a matcha brand. And then from there, I kind of started thinking about the name, started thinking about how am I literally ever going to do this? And I'm really the best way I feel like I kind of got my foot in the door was just by speaking it out into the world, telling my talent management, like, I'm kind of thinking about doing this. Or I went on Cullen and Smear's podcast and I was like, I'm thinking about starting a matcha brand. And really, once I said it out loud there, that's when people started reaching out, and it made it so much easier for me to kind of get started.
I love that. Manifesting out loud.
Yeah, literally.
Who was reaching out to you? Like the suppliers?
Yeah, I think there's like a good mix of suppliers, people in the food and beverage industry. And then ultimately I ended up just going with my talent agency to help me launch it, because I was like, I've been working with them for like years and years and years. I really trust them with my life when it comes to like making a website or like going back and forth with suppliers and managing the supply chain. Even though I have some knowledge on it, it's really, really nice to have a team that also is on top of it for me, just because since I am also a creator and kind of managing those two businesses, I am pretty like spread thin. So it's really so incredibly nice to have a team that also helps me work on Nami.
Oh, I love that. Do you mind me asking, what percentage do they take from the Nami business?
So basically the way that we work together is like they get a percentage of sales, and then that's how it goes. Yeah. And it's been so nice because I feel like they help me so much. And also, even though there's like certain things that's like, sure, you could do that on your own. I think, again, I'm so spread thin. Like if they weren't helping me with it, like I just wouldn't have the time to like actually get it started. So they're kind of there just being like, let's get it moving, girl.
Yeah.
And like helping me with all of like the little nitty gritty things. And it's been really nice.
I think it's really smart that you're really just buying your time back and then
Yeah.
buying other people's expertise for something that you don't have to relearn.
Exactly.
With all the upfront time you have to reinvest back.
Yeah.
And then you can just focus on your many, many other projects in terms of like making good content and assets to spread the word out. You
Yes.
have your own podcast, you have your main channel,
Yeah.
and you have like a family to like keep in
Gotta
touch
feed.
with.
I
Gotta
gotta
you have
feed
a
my
boyfriend,
kids.
you have
Yeah.
your relationships to take care of, and like live a thriving, vibrant life, and do Pilates.
And do Pilates.
There's so much.
There's so much to do. No, you're totally right. I think sometimes you need to pay for more time to do other things. Like I could do this by myself, but I think having a team for certain aspects of my life, like same thing goes with editors. I could do it all by myself, but I think the only way that I'm really able to thrive and do everything that I currently do is by having the help of other people. And I think that's also a really hard step in the timeline of a lot of YouTubers, is a lot of people can't give up kind of that like independence almost.
Yeah.
And then it's really hard to expand if you don't allow other people to help you. And I think it's okay to be helped, but a lot of people like don't want to be helped, and it makes it a lot harder on yourself.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. I wish I looked for help earlier on.
Me too,
Because I was
yeah.
running a one-woman show while balancing a
Same.
corporate job and
Yeah.
doing YouTube.
No, literally. I don't think I got editors until like end of 2021, maybe. It was like once I kind of like met Kelly, he was like girl, why are you editing all of your videos? And I was like, wait, you're so right. But I was just so afraid to have an editor, you know, because I had been doing it by myself for so long. But I kind of realized, you know, there's still a way for me to still edit and still have editors, if that makes sense. So it's good. And just kind of finding that balance eventually over time.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would love to chat more about like your relationship. But before that, I do want to touch more on the business side of Nami because it's super fascinating. And I'm just so proud of how far you've taken the brand. First of all, congrats on the pop-up.
Thank you.
Was it with Shopify?
Yeah, with Shopify. So I did one back in New York in October.
I saw the TikTok where like people were just lining up.
It was so crazy.
That really like just shows how strong your personal brand is and how you've really strategically teased it out. Probably through your content, you built it up through your content, like to bring up the excitement and the announcement like throughout time. So it's nothing like unexpected and people were just so excited for the launch. But basically, like, Ashley's doing another one tomorrow in LA with Shopify.
Oh my God.
Right?
It's coming up so soon.
I'm so excited.
Thank you.
How was that experience, the pop-up experience?
I mean, oh my God, it's been great. I loved working with Shopify. I use them to like run Nami, like my whole Nami website and business is like run through them. And they've been really amazing, specifically with creator run brands, just being so supportive and helping out creators in a way where like, we might not have access to like a storefront in Soho in New York. Like getting a space like that, like renting out a space like that is just like so impossible if you're not like a huge corporation.
They helped you do that?
And
Oh,
so they
so
already,
nice.
they had a storefront in Soho. They're like, just come have it at our store. I'm like, okay, it's like the most beautiful store, like on Green Street, like Cobblestone Road, like the most ideal location ever. I was like, you guys are so nice. So
amazing.
they've been like super helpful. They did all the project management for it. So it's been like really, really nice. And so we're doing another one in LA because the one in New York, I feel like did so well that I was like, we got to do it on the other coast of the US.
I'm so excited to witness in person.
Yeah. So it's in Venice this time. So it'll be cute, like beachy outdoors. I think it's supposed to rain. So pray for me, please. But we'll see.
Rain or shine,
Rain
it's
or
gonna be
shine,
great.
we'll be there.
It is gonna be great.
Yeah.
And I think like Shopify is really interesting because starting from like the mom and pop stores to like really unique brands like yours to, for example, Kylie Cosmetics and Gymshark, they got everyone.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, like the breadth, the extent of which like where you can take your brand on there. So fascinating. I love Shopify. I've been partnering with them.
Shout out
Shopify. And if you want to start your dream brand today like Ashely, you can start your trial with Shopify, which is a powerful set of tools that helps you start and manage your business, whether online or in person, with simple drag and drop store editor, easy to use marketing tools, and a back office that oversees all your operations. Go to shopify.com/ZOEUNLIMITED and go make your business dream a reality.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I think, I mean, that's the one thing is I know if Nami continues to grow, like Shopify, I can continue to use because if they can handle Kylie Cosmetics, like they can handle Nami. So
and Skims too.
Oh my God, they got all the Kardashians.
They really
Why
do.
not? But yeah, no, they have like huge brands on there. So
Huge.
yeah.
Speaking of which, how big is your team right now running Nami?
Yeah, it's like 4 people. So it's pretty small.
That's a good size.
Yeah, it's a good size,
You don't
though.
need to overhire.
You do not need more than that. I actually really don't think you need to overhire. And what's nice about kind of the way that I work with most of the people that are working on Nami is like they're through my talent agency, so they just get that like % of sales. I don't have to worry about like salarying like specific people or anything. So it's really nice.
Because I feel like hiring could be such a headache if you don't have that experience.
Yeah.
And if you can have an agency to help you find the most suitable talent,
Exactly.
I'd rather like, go that route.
Yeah, it was so nice. So it like we have someone on our team that's like so knowledgeable about Shopify and like used to be a lawyer, so it was like so good at any of like the legal stuff. And I'm like, thank God.
That's so clutch.
Yeah, it is really clutch. So it's good.
Awesome. Can you give me a range of the margin of matcha? Because I remember researching like different matcha and coffee brands. It really depends on the spectrum is pretty wide, and is it more of a like a volume type of product?
Yeah. I mean, I think matcha generally is very expensive because it's coming from Japan. It is an imported product.
I was going to ask you, is the tariff going to affect you?
And the tariff is going to definitely affect me, which is unfortunate, but we'll still be able to get by. So I will still have Nami for you guys. We're not gonna like shut down or anything, but we are taking a little bit of a hit. I will say that.
Go support Nami.
Yeah, thank
if
you.
care.
But yeah, it's just like it is an imported product. I can't start making matcha in the United States because it would not be good.
It's not like you can
I'm not
grow
gonna
it out
start
of
it
your
here.
backyard.
Like, actually, we're gonna have American grown matcha. Like, no, I just feel like, you know, Japan has like the climate. It has the farms that have been there for so many years. So the tariffs are definitely taking a little bit of an impact. But yeah, it is an imported product. I feel like it depends also on the specific matchas, but we try to keep a pretty good margin on it. But you know, everything takes a little bit of a chunk. Shipping takes a chunk. Packaging takes a chunk. The whole thing. But
yeah. What's the most expensive cost item that like eats up the bottom line?
I would say it's actually not the matcha itself, but we do a lot of ceramics. And the ceramics
yes,
are
it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You could pick it up and show it.
We have our little yellow ceramic right here, and
She's
love
beautiful.
them. Beautiful ceramics. Pain in the ass to ship. Oh my god.
Because they break.
Yeah. So
that's very scary.
Now we have our packaging down where pretty much no breakages, which is good. But when I did our first run, yours is all intact, period. But I did it the first run of PR, and this is actually a really funny story, but I literally sent probably 200 PR packages because I was like, I'm so excited. I'm going to send everyone some Nami. Yes. They all shattered. And I was like, well, that's awesome. I just sent influencers a ton of broken glass. Yeah. And luckily it was just PR, so they're getting it for free. Most of them still came like mostly intact, but like this little guy, the whisk holder, was the bane of my existence for a second because this one really loved to break. Because when we first got our first packaging, they forgot to ship it with like packaging foam in there. So it was just loose glass. And like, for some reason, the international packages all arrived fine because I bet the international parcels are like here at your doorstep, but in the US, they're like, like, I don't give a fuck. It says fragile. I don't
Today's
care.
arm workout.
Yeah, no, like literally, they're like shattered everywhere. And I was like, okay, well, that's that. So they take a little bit of a hit in the beginning with the ceramics, and they're still the most expensive like items that I buy inventory wise.
Gotcha.
But I think they're like super iconic and I love them. I think they're so fun, and we do like different drops of different color ones. So it's been really fun. It's definitely like another kind of portion of the business I didn't anticipate like doing or like doing so well actually, but like people really love the ceramics.
Wait, so people actually buy the ceramics on their own?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's not just for PR. We also have it on our website. We did one like for our Yame matcha. I don't know if it's up there. Oh, this is our original Kumadori period. But for our Yame matcha, we had like a green bowl come out. For our strawberry matcha that's coming out, we have like a pink bowl and
strawberry matcha. Yes. I did not know that existed until you told me.
Yeah.
Until I saw it in your
That's
content.
coming like end of April, early May.
Stay tuned, you guys.
Stay
Strawberry
tuned.
matcha. And it's also green.
Yeah, I have it in my bag. I brought you one. I'll get out of the.
Oh my
I'll
gosh!
go grab
Thank
it for
you.
you. There you go.
Thank
it's a little
you so
pink
much.
tin.
You guys.
Yes.
This is beautiful. Let's see. Wow. I'm so excited to try. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know a single girl. Well, actually, I'm overgeneralizing, but I feel like matcha is just a girl drink, you know?
I feel like that is the joke. There will be guys drinking matcha on TikTok and they'll be like, but what does the little girl say? She's like, but why are you not serving our country or something? It's like the meme. And they're like, men used to go to war and now they're drinking matcha lattes. That's like the whole joke. But yeah, I love like a pink strawberry matcha moment. It's really cute.
I love it. So is most of your customers also just your audiences?
I think so. I would say it's mostly still female demographic, probably for Nami as well. But I love that we got some dudes coming in and trying out the matcha. I feel like a little more than they did before. So
yeah, I love that. It's just like skincare. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you don't need to take care of your skin.
Yeah, exactly.
And just because you like matcha doesn't mean you're less masculine.
Yeah. I feel like there's like, yeah, exactly. I think it's just internalized, whatever.
I think so. So to all the men out there, don't be afraid to drink
a matcha. Go drink your iced
Antioxidants.
vanilla latte. I feel like I know some guys that are like, I'm kind of embarrassed to order iced vanilla latte. And I'm like, who cares?
Literally, who cares?
Yeah, literally, who cares? Just order your sweet little beverage. Just, like, do what you want. Yeah.
Absolutely. Nobody's gonna like audit your gut.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That was so super funny. But yeah, so we have little ceramics for all of those that we do as well.
Amazing. I would assume that's like one of the things that you really did not see coming. What are some other things that part of the Nami business that you never saw coming?
Oh my gosh. I think the amount of like inventory orders that I have to like send through, or I think I'm still really trying my best to like figure out our like supply chain a little bit, which has been hard also with the matcha
Is there a shortage?
I couldn't come up with the vocab word. There is a shortage, and that also like impacts our business, but it's just because matcha like has become so popular, like even way more popular, I feel like, within the last
booming.
couple years. So I do also feel grateful that like I started Nami so that when I launched it, it was like at the peak of its popularity, which was so lucky.
It's not the peak yet. I feel like
It's
it
not
will
the
rise.
peak yet. Yeah. But oh my God, yeah, it's so crazy. And with the shortage, it's just another thing. Tariff shortage, another thing to think about.
Yeah. How different is it running a matcha business from running a content business?
Oh my God. I mean, just completely different. I feel like
New skill sets, right?
totally new skill set. It is in a way uncomfortable for me because I think I'm more comfortable now, but at first I was more uncomfortable like being a boss of someone, especially a lot of my employees are older than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm scared.
That's so very real of you, because sometimes like people have to put up this front. But honestly, like I feel like for all entrepreneurs, nobody knows 100% what they're doing.
No, literally.
Ever.
I think that's the key thing that leaders are able to do is just make decisions even if you literally don't know what's going on. You're just like, you got to have that decision making ability, and I think that's what makes like CEOs successful CEOs, and that's a lot of the times why they're like in positions of leadership, is because they're able to just make decisions and then figure it out kind of afterwards. So I think a lot of my job is just adjusting to making a lot of decisions that I'm like, this matters a lot, I guess I just have to make a choice.
Wow.
And then, working with other people and being the boss of, not, I would say that, but I'm like literally the boss of other people. And I'm like,
You are.
what? I'm like, I'm just a girl. But at the same time, I'm like, I shouldn't say that. I'm like, I'm a CEO, I'm a businesswoman. But it's hard to take on those titles and say it, because even I feel like I do some talks here and there and I have to introduce myself as like, I'm the CEO of Nami Matcha. And sometimes I'm like, wait, what? Like, literally, who said that? But yeah.
I feel like sometimes our identity shifts. There is a lag of how we see ourselves.
For sure.
With like all the growth, especially if you go through a period of really rapid growth and you step into a new role, that identity shift like comes later. The first time I was able to really say I'm a content creator came like 2 years after, when I had at least like 500-600K subscribers.
Oh my God.
Because beforehand I was like, I'm a small YouTuber, I'm like a YouTube nobody. I always like thought about that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, I think that's how a lot of people I feel like are. Even for me, I think I'm still getting comfortable with like calling myself a CEO. I think also because it sounds so adult to me that I'm like, whoa, things are happening so fast. But yeah, I do think though, something I talk a lot about is just like verbalizing what you want to be and just saying, I'm a YouTuber, even if in your mind you're like, I'm a small YouTuber, I'm still in the process of being a YouTuber. I think for anyone that's like aspiring out there, like just call yourself a YouTuber. Same thing with me. Like I should just be like, I'm a CEO, and like learn to say it with pride, and it really helps you like continue to manifest what you want. And just like giving yourself that title, I think also makes things like clearer and shoots you forwards. Yeah.
So true. Like, hello, you sold out $100,000 of matcha in 3 minutes.
That's so crazy.
Don't forget about that.
I know.
Don't forget about that. That's amazing. Yeah. Is the model right now just DTC, direct to consumer? Do you plan on expanding it in stores?
I think I would love to have it in like a cutie like grocery store. So grocery stores, hit me up. Like I feel like there's some in like
manifesting
New York.
out loud.
Yeah. Like having it in like Happier Grocer in New York, or like there's like cute like pop-up grocery places and stuff that would be really cute. I'm trying to think.
Not
what else.
Erewhon or Whole Foods.
Maybe Erewhon. Erewhon, hit me up. Whole Foods, if you want to hit me up, hit me up.
A Nami swirl.
Yeah, that would be so. Oh my God. That would be fire, actually. But I think another thing that we really want to look into would be like having Nami available at cafes. So if you have a cafe and you want to wholesale Nami, definitely reach out. It's something we're still in like the process of just starting now.
Yeah.
But that's also something I totally did not anticipate doing at all. Like when I first launched, and then now I'm like, oh, we're getting so many requests. Like, can you wholesale Nami? And I'm like, we just got the little tins right now, so we're trying to see if we can get like bigger bags and stuff. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so many exciting paths that you can take.
For sure.
And it's just like within a longer period of time frame, it's all going to happen.
Who knows, like 2-3 years from now. I feel like Nami's been like already just exponentially growing, so it's been pretty cool to see. And we've had like more product launches, which I feel like seem like they're coming out really fast, but I'm like, I've been working on these product launches for so long.
Wow.
But yeah,
I've seen the video where it was like 12 a.m. and you're still trying the different new flavors.
Yeah.
The matcha. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The dedication is real.
Me when I'm like, I'm not going to be able to go to bed, but I need to taste test this so I can like tell our manufacturer my verdict. Yeah, it's too funny.
I think like it will really pay off in the future where
Thank you.
like you know that how you showed up for the brand every single baby step along the way. So when you get there, you're like, no, it wasn't just luck. Like, even if this all goes away, I can rebuild something very, very strong and powerful.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you. I think,
Of course.
I mean, earlier you were talking about like, do you ever get scared about like having a YouTube channel that's so like attached to myself? And I think another thing is like having a business like this makes it so that if in the future I do want to take more breaks from YouTube, which I don't anticipate myself doing because I actually love making videos. So I really think I'm going to be vlogging my 100th birthday. That's my joke that I always make is like, I'm going to be vlogging like forever.
Wait, I love that.
Yeah, I'm like, catch me on my 100th birthday vlog. But I mean, I can imagine like I have kids. Maybe I literally need to take a break to like watch the kids, or like I need to go on maternity leave.
When
whatever.
you actually become your mom,
yeah,
Ashely.
when I'm actually a mom or something, then I'm like, I still want to have some stability in my life without feeling like I don't want to be in that point of my life feeling like I still like need to make videos to like make ends meet. So I think by having Nami, it's first of all like one of my biggest passions, but also it helps create stability so that my entire like well-being isn't just dependent like on my YouTube channel.
So true. So
Yeah.
true. I think the content creation industry or as a career is really interesting because you could go two ways. You could either become a media company and do really well in terms of brand deals, which you have done.
Thank
like,
you.
hello, you work with the coolest brands, Dior, Sony, Capital One, Gatorade, Fabletics.
Oh my God, yes.
Got it all in
I'm like,
here.
how do you even know that girl? Oh my God, good memory.
Yeah. And you can also just sell to your core audience who are just regular watchers who trust you, and you have a huge advantage. I think a lot of people don't understand the true power of content is that when you launch a product, you actually have a negative customer acquisition cost. The CAC is negative because you are making money while making content.
Yeah.
But it's also marketing your product, which is very
Exactly.
genius. I think it's a true advantage of anyone who has a platform.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like the Nami marketing started in 2018 when I started my
truly.
channel and I didn't even know it existed yet.
Truly.
But yeah.
Have you ever calculated the LTV or lifetime value of a customer yet? Clearly, Dior and all these blue chip brands wanted to work with you. Do you have any advice? You basically showed the start of your relationship with your boyfriend, Kelly. Were there more stories behind the scene?
I mean,
Brutal.
yeah, it's crazy. He literally goes, beautiful twin sisters.
Hey guys, really quickly, because of the low attention span on YouTube, this is only part of the podcast. The full dive will be available for intentional members who want to take the time to learn and really grow. Part 2 will also be available on Spotify and Apple in a few weeks. But if you do have the attention span and want to learn and watch the full episode, it is also on the members page and Substack right now. So where can everyone find you if they haven't found you already?
If you guys have not found me yet, my YouTube channel is called Your Mom Ashely.
Spelled U-R.
Space M-O-M space Ashely. That's how I literally every time I give someone my channel name, I have to be like, you are yeah, it's like the whole thing. And then my Instagram and TikTok is at AA Ashely K. Another hard one to spell, which is amazing.
It's a good name regardless.
Thank
and
you.
check out Nami Matcha.
Yes,
We
thank
have
you.
all the cool flavors and beyond. More exciting things coming.
Yay, and of course, subscribe to Miss Zoe. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you.
I hope you learned a thing or two that you can apply to your personal or business brand. And if you like this episode, check out these 2 videos I made just for you.